Well, yes, if you can see in the visuals right behind me at the place at which I am standing right now is in Noida sector 63, the Chhotpur village. And now if you could see in the visuals over here, there is absolute flooding that has happened in this entire village. Over the last 4 to 5 days, the water level of Hindon has increased, which has meant that all these low-lying areas have absolutely been flooded. People who have been living in these houses have been asked to vacate their houses and they have been taken to camps. On the other side, if I ask my camera person Narayan Singh to pan the camera, on the other side, you can see that the water level of Hindon has been increased to such a level that the situation is getting from bad to worse. There were the people who were living in these villages, the houses that you see on your screens right now, they have been vacated, but yes, the cases of theft have increased in this entire area, which has meant that people are now willing to get back to their houses. But yes, the situation is getting from bad to worse with every passing minute. But yes, the good news for the people who have been residing over here, that the water level has receded over the past few days. But yes, since there is a heavy alert of rain in the national capital region that has been given out by the IMD over the next 2 weeks, the problems could eventually increase. So yes, it remains to be seen if the Noida authority and the local administration can make sure that all the people who have been living over here, they can be taken to safety, whereas the houses that they have left behind, those houses are also kept safe, because that is the biggest suspicion that the people have, that if at all they leave from their houses, then then theft is going to happen in their houses, and that is the reason why people are now forced to get back to their houses. However, the authority is stopping them. So yes, over the next few days, if at all the rain stops, then we can expect the water level of the Hindon River to recede, which would eventually mean that all these areas, all these low-lying areas in and around the Hindon River would finally be free of flooding. Well, if you see, there is very little that the Noida administration or the National Capital Administration can do to take this water out, because remember, this is water that has not been collected due to rains, but this is water that has come out from the overflowing of Yamuna, which means that even if the water is pumped back into the rivers, there is very little to no help that the people can get, or the water levels would go down. So everything has now been left up to the gods now, just to so that the water levels of Yamuna come down, and eventually once they come down, the water will recede back into the floodplain. So this is the kind of situation that has developed. We saw that happening in the national capital last week as well, when there was absolute flooding, especially in the parts of the northern districts, where there was very little that the local administration could have done, because the water could not be pumped out anywhere else, because there is no space to do so, because the water that has collected across the national capital region, that has not been collected out of the rains that has happened, but yes, this is because of the water that was released from the Hatnikund Dam, and because of that, the water levels have constantly been increasing in the Yamuna River as well. Now Yamuna is still flowing above the danger mark. It has been more than 2 weeks since Delhi has been flooded, so, and that is the reason why Hindon has also been flooded now. So in the next few days, we are expecting the water levels to go down, but how quickly will that happen? That depends on nature.